Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the December 14th meeting of the Board of County Commissioners. Will you all please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, gentlemen, the first thing we have on our agenda today are the minutes of our last meeting. Do you have any additions, corrections?
No. I do not.
Okay.
I would move that we accept the minutes of the Montezuma County Board of Commissioners meeting for December 7th, 2021.
Second?
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to accept the proceedings of the Board of Commissioners, Montezuma County, December 7th, 2021. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Mr. Chairman, if I may, the sheriff had the Dolores contract signed last night, and even though it's not on the agenda, if we could just get that taken care of, he could get to other business.
Okay. Sheriff, you want to come forward?
Thank you for taking care of this for me real quick. This is the Dolores contract that I'll need you to sign.
The sheriff and I were both actually at the Dolores meeting last night. Listened to their questions and comments, and then they did vote unanimously to approve this contract. So with that, if you want to move that forward.
Move we approve Resolution R465-Series 2021 for the law enforcement contract between Montezuma County Board of Commissioners and Montezuma County Sheriff's Office and the town of Dolores.
I'll second it.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve Resolution R465 Series 2021 for the 2022 contract for law enforcement services between Montezuma County Board of County Commissioners, the Montezuma County Sheriff's Office, and the town of Dolores. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And I think we should just clarify for everybody out there, that's not a county resolution. That's just the title of the contract.
This is a resolution that
Okay.
Dolores set forth.
Yep.
It's their number. So this is in coordination with the town of Dolores.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Steve.
Okay, now we have planning with our director, Don Haley, and assistant, Sherry Jane.
Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So, I guess first off, we have a public hearing, so Kim, would you go ahead and call the roll?
Commissioner Candelaria.
Here.
Commissioner Lindsay.
Here.
Commissioner Stevenson.
Here.
Administrator Powers.
Here.
Attorney McLaren.
Here.
And Kim Purcell, Montezuma County Clerk and Recorder. Notice is hereby given that the Montezuma County Board of County Commissioners will hold a public hearing for review and determination of a proposed single lot development and AR 10-34 rezoning application submitted by the 50-C Ranch LLC agent Raven Downs on property located at 15804 Road 30.5, Dolores, Colorado, consisting of 57.67 acres, more or less, located south of Highway 184 and west of Road 31, situated in Section 27, Township 37 North, Range 15 West, 10 p.m. The hearing will be held Tuesday, December 14, 2021 at 9 a.m. in the Commissioners' Hearing Room, Montezuma County Administrative Offices, 109 West Main, Cortez, Colorado. Interested persons may attend and give input. Information may be obtained from the Planning Office online service at https://co-montezuma-co.smartgovcommunity.com, public home. You may also contact the Planning Department at 970-565-2801 with questions. dated this 18th day of November, 2021, Kemper-Cell Clerk, Board of County Commissioners, Montezuma County, Colorado, published in the Journal on Wednesday, December 1st, 2021.
Thank you, Kim. Okay, Don, do you want to give us an overview or the applicants?
Yep.
on the road?
Kurt, Raven, or one or the other, whichever, both. Morning.
Good morning.
So Raven and her parents are looking to create a single lot development on their property, breaking off the existing house and 10 acres from the remaining property. That's basically it.
That's it in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Okay.
Access?
Access off of 30.5. That was addressed off of Road S, but now it's been updated to come off of address off of 30.5.
So they're both, I'm assuming that that's a 60-foot easement or right-of-way that goes through there, and then both, is that two houses there?
Just one in a barn.
Okay. So the 10.1 acres or 8.1 acres is the residence?
Yes.
Correct. And the rest is just ag land?
Okay.
And how do you access that off of that same?
Right
Same
there at the
right-of-way.
end of 30.5.
Okay. All right. Any other questions or comments, gentlemen?
The planning and zoning recommendations for this?
They were unanimous to recommend it for approval.
Okay. Do you have anything that you would like to add? Either one of you? No? Okay. Well, then, at this point in time, I will open this meeting up for public comment. Anybody wishing to speak for or against this application, please come forward, state your name and address for the record, and you can address the board at this time. Okay, seeing none, I will close the public comment section on this application, and I will bring it back to the commissioners. Gentlemen, questions, comments,
No.
concerns?
I don't have any.
Okay.
I'll move we approve the single lot development and AR 10 through 34 rezoning applications submitted by 50C Ranch LLC, agent Raven Downs, on property located at 15804 Road 30.5, Dolores.
No, I'll second it.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to accept the proposed single lot development AR 10 through 34 rezoning application submitted by 50C Ranch LLC, agent Raven Downs, on property located at 15804 Road 30.5, Dolores, Colorado, consisting of 57.67 acres more or less. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. I will close this public hearing.
Thank you, folks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You want to kill a couple minutes?
We have 1 minute. Absolutely.
All right. Eddie Mac Taylor was appointed as the P&Z alternate commissioner last year for a one-year term, and he has submitted a letter that he would like to continue in that position. It's up to you guys if we want to do a 1 year. Planning would recommend a 3-year term, just for the sake of, that's typically the term appointments for a regular commissioner, and that way we're not having to do it every year.
He's the alternate, right?
He's the alternate right now.
I don't
I don't have a problem with
have
that.
an issue with that.
I would move that we reappoint Eddie Mac Taylor to the Planning and Zoning with a 3-year
Term.
term.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to accept or reappoint Eddie Mac Taylor to continue on the Planning and Zoning Commission for a 3-year term. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay. Being now that it's 9:10, we will go with the next public hearing. Kim, will you call the roll, please?
Commissioner Candelaria.
Here.
Commissioner Lindsey.
Here.
Commissioner Stevenson.
Here.
Administrator Powers.
Here.
Attorney McLaren.
Here.
And Kim Purcell, Montezuma County Clerk and Recorder. Notice is hereby given that the Montezuma County Board of County Commissioners will hold a public hearing for review and determination of a proposed two-lot minor and AR 10-34 rezoning application submitted by David Skates on property located at 23200 Road F, Cortez, Colorado, consisting of 35.69 acres, more or less, located south of Road F, west of Highway 160-491, situated in Section 16, Township 35 North, Range 16 West, NMPM. The hearing will be held Tuesday, December 14th, 2021, at 9:10 a.m. in the Commissioners' Hearing Room, Montezuma County Administrative Offices, 109 West Main, Cortez, Colorado. Interested persons may attend and give input. Information may be obtained from the Planning Office online service at https://co-montezuma-co.smartgovcommunity.com, public home. You may also contact the Planning Department at 970-565-2801 with questions. Dated this 8th day of November 2021, Kim Purcell Clerk, Board of County Commissioners, Montezuma County, Colorado, published in the Journal on Wednesday, December 1st, 2021.
Okay, thank you, Kim.
Mr. Skates is here as well.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So David is looking to split his property on 35 acres into a 15 with the existing house, and then the remaining 20 acres to the south and west. There's an existing 60-foot easement that existed prior from his BOM, and both neighbors on the current parcel there and the parcel to the east, they both have access on that easement.
Okay.
P&Z was unanimous to recommend it for approval. We've got no other comments, just a two-lot minor.
Okay. Mr. Skates, would you like to present anything or say anything?
No.
Okay.
Just want to
All
split
right.
it, yeah.
Commissioners?
I have nothing. It's pretty straightforward.
Okay. Well, at this point then, I will open up the public comment session of this hearing. Anybody wishing to speak for or against this application, please come forward, state your name, address for the record, and you may address the board at this time. Okay, seeing none, I will close the public comment session, and I will bring it back to the commissioners. Gentlemen.
I would move that we approve this proposed two-lot minor and AR 1034 rezoning application submitted by David Skates on property located at 23200 Road F, Cortez, Colorado, consisting of 35.69 acres, more or less.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to accept the proposed two-lot minor and AR 10-34 rezoning applications submitted by David Skates on property located at 23200 Road F, Cortez, Colorado, consisting of 35.69 acres, more or less. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, there you go, sir.
All set.
Thanks,
With that, I will
Thanks, David.
close this public hearing.
Thank you. We do have one document to be signed today. It's the variance for Triple S Farms on the size of their subdividing lot, or their future lot to be subdivided, that was approved last week.
Okay. I think, is this the one I recused myself from?
It is.
Is that-
Make room here.
Use that special thing.
I know.
Make sure you cross that out with a straight line.
And you still have 4 minutes. What else do you have for us?
Still just continuing to address property owners that have tent sites, RV sites, teepee sites, campgrounds, cabins set up on their property without going through the process. I don't know how many there are in the county, but more than we know about. But we just address them as we find them or hear about them.
Did we ever finish up on our, the cleanup process down off of Sligo 7th? Where were we calling that? Was that,
The Rock
The
Yard?
Rock Yard.
or yeah, that's what I was looking for. Was that, I mean, it looks a lot better with that.
I talked to Jay Cruzan, and this winter, he's gonna go dig them a pit for that trash pile that's down over the hill that you can't see from 7th or Sligo, so that they can burn that. And I don't know, I mean, I haven't been on the property, but driving by, it's extremely better. But I don't know if it needs to have an inspection done, a full walking tour, or, you know, at what point
Yes.
some of the
I guess that's my
structures
question, since
disappear.
we've gone this far to almost finish it. How do we finish that legally? I mean, with
Yeah, I would suggest just getting in touch with the property owner. I mean, a lot of that was done before I came on, and so John was in communication with them, I believe, and sent some letters. And so I would suggest that we can just reach out to that property owner and see whether he'd be willing to allow us to go do a walk-around inspection. I imagine Don would be able to do that. And so I'll try to get together with Mr. Haley this week, and we can try to get that communication started.
Okay.
And we may want to wait until that big pile's cleaned up, because
Yeah,
it's,
we can definitely do that. I just think that at some point, we should be able to certify to them that they were in compliance, because that actually gives them something at that point where they can then move forward with something else.
Right.
Because if they ever come back to ask for something and they weren't in compliance, I think it would hang them up for no reason, so.
Fair enough.
We should
That
do
makes
our
sense.
due diligence and make sure that we get them a letter to say that they are
right.
now good to go, so.
But that was the plan, and timing is kind of a weather-dependent deal, but that was the latest plan, to get rid of that bigger bunch of stuff, and I think there's some of that is gonna take an excavator or something to drag it
Okay.
up and out of there, 'cause I don't know how the stuff gets there, but it isn't easy to go away.
As long as, I think if we take the first quarter and we follow it up, and then maybe by the second quarter have it completed with a follow-up letter, I think that would be adequate. Okay.
The train car has really no oversight from us, other than depending on how they want to use it going forward, but it's sitting there is not
That
An
doesn't
issue.
make them out of compliant,
right.
No.
so.
No.
All the trash dumped off in that canyon for the last 30 years is what makes them out of compliance.
Yeah. Yeah, that's still an issue, and that definitely needs to be the next step.
Well, gentlemen, it looks like time is on your side.
Yes, it is. But it looks like it's gonna turn to 9:20 here.
There you
There
go.
it is.
So we will go ahead and open this next public hearing. Kim, would you go ahead and call the roll?
Commissioner Candelaria.
Here.
Commissioner Lindsey.
Here.
Commissioner Stevenson.
Here.
Administrator Powers.
Here.
Attorney McLaren.
Here.
Kim Purcell, Montezuma County Clerk and Recorder. Notice is hereby given that the Montezuma County Board of County Commissioners will hold a public hearing for a review and determination of a proposed single-lot development and AR 3-9 rezoning application submitted by Kenneth Bradshaw on property located at 16941 Highway 491, Cortez, Colorado, consisting of 39.62 acres more or less, located east of Highway 491, west of Road 22, situated in Section 19, Township 37 North, Range 16 West, 10 p.m. The hearing will be held Tuesday, December 14, 2021, at 9:20 a.m. in the Commissioners' Hearing Room, Montezuma County Administrative Offices, 109 West Main, Cortez, Colorado. Interested persons may attend and give input. Information may be obtained from the Planning Office online services at https://co.montezuma-co.smartgovcommunity.com. Public home. You may also contact the Planning Department at 970-565-2801 with questions. Dated this 8th day of November 2021, Kim Purcell, Clerk, Board of County Commissioners, Montezuma County, Colorado. Published in the Journal on Wednesday, December 1st, 2021.
Okay, thank you, Kim. Don, would you go ahead and, or are the applicants?
Sure, the applicants are here.
Good morning.
Morning.
This is property owner Kenneth Bradshaw and his son Dwayne. They are looking to create a single lot development on their property on along 491. The 3 acre plus or minus parcel will incorporate the house, the existing residence, and roughly 3 acres. There are 2 access points off of 491, so one will remain for the 35 plus acre parcel with one driveway, existing driveway for the house.
So it looks like the,
CDOT is okay with that.
yeah, I was gonna say that's my question, but it looks like there's a right of way to the north of the property off of 22 Road also? Is that,
That
it looks like a road or something in there right now?
yeah.
Okay.
All 3 are unofficial because they were there all along, but CDOT doesn't
Correct,
have
but
it.
that's off of our county road, so that,
Yeah.
that access could still take care of the 35 acre
That one
parcel.
is still an option, correct. If CDOT for some reason wanted to shut down the second driveway at the highway.
They would still have one
Mhm.
driveway access off of CDOT.
Our contact at CDOT said that, because those accesses have been there for many, many years, that it's grandfathered in and they have no problem with them.
Okay. All right.
Good.
Question? Okay.
You guys got anything?
Do you have anything that you would like to add?
You got anything you want to add?
Oh, I don't think so, other than the fact is, that when we had the survey done, but they haven't finished up, I mean, they've done the survey, but they haven't got the map drawn yet, but the boundaries will change just a little bit from what the picture is up there to compensate for a septic system, a leach field that I needed to get in that property. So the boundary will be just a little bit different than what it shows right there, but not very much.
Okay. As long as it's plus a little bit, it's not a big deal. Okay. Well then, with that, I will open this up for public comment. Anyone wishing to speak for or against this application, please come forward. State your name and address for the record, and you may address the board at this time.
Takers.
Okay. Seeing no public comment, I'll close the public comment session of this hearing, and I will bring it back to the commissioners.
I'm good with it.
Are you good? Okay. I move we approve the proposed single lot development and AR 3 through 9 rezoning application submitted by Kenneth Bradshaw on property located at 16941 Highway 491, Cortez, Colorado.
I'll second that.
Okay, it has been moved and seconded to accept a proposed single lot development AR 3 through 9 rezoning application submitted by Kenneth Bradshaw on property located at 16941 Highway 491, Cortez, Colorado, consisting of 39.62 acres more or less. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, sir.
Thanks.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
You guys have a good day.
Thank you.
Gentlemen, while we're waiting, we could approve the mills for 2021 to offset the costs of budget 2022.
Okay. You guys have any questions on these? We did receive all these in our packets. Anybody?
Yeah, I've read
Right.
through them all.
Okay.
I would move that we approve Resolution 19-2021, resolution levying general property taxes for the year of 2021 to help defray the costs of government for Montezuma County, Colorado for the 2022 budget.
Second.
Okay, it has been moved and seconded to accept resolution number 19, 2021, a resolution levying general property taxes for the year 2021 to help defray the cost of government for Montezuma County, Colorado for the 2022 budget. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 And then I have a separate resolution, gentlemen, for the law enforcement authority mill levy.
I move we approve Resolution 20-2021, a resolution levying general property taxes for the year 2021 to help defray the costs of law enforcement of Montezuma County, Colorado for the fiscal year 2022 budget.
I'll second it.
It's been moved and seconded to accept resolution number 20,
Need an H.
2021, a resolution levying general property taxes for the year 2021 to help defray the costs of the law enforcement of Montezuma County, Colorado for the 2022 budget.
Seeing if you're awake.
Oh, good comeback.
Instead of TE.
All those in favor?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Does she have it?
Actually, I marked that you guys voted yes or no.
Okay. Okay, you have one more minute, Shaq. What else have you got?
No Led Zeppelin, no
I've got
Sabbath.
too much time on my hands.
And that's not a good thing sometimes for Shaq.
Well, I'll kind of start with some of the things that I did this last week.
They don't have tomatoes.
First of all, I want to, and I don't see Rob in the room, but Rob, I hope you're listening, or somebody from your office is listening. I was able to attend the DOLA hearing via Zoom Wednesday, and they were actually running ahead of schedule, believe it or not. I had to get a phone call because I wasn't even planning on logging in for another 30 minutes. But Rob, you know, our road superintendent did a really good job and has done a great job in the last 5 years of getting enough DOLA funds to help us out in the area out in the Pleasant View off of those roads out there. He nailed it. He finished like at 6 minutes, 59 seconds, stayed right under his 7 minutes for his presentation, and hopefully we'll see how successful we are with getting any funding from DOLA this year. It is going to be highly competitive, but again, I think, you know, this completes a 5-year project that we started with DOLA, and anyway, Rob, I think you did a good job, and thank you for your efforts. And with that, we will go to the next public hearing. Kim, would you go ahead and call the roll?
Commissioner Candelaria.
Here.
Commissioner Lindsey.
Here.
Commissioner Stevenson.
Here.
Administrator Powers.
Here.
Attorney McLaren.
Here.
Kim Purcell, Montezuma County Clerk and Recorder. Notice is hereby given that the Montezuma County Board of County Commissioners will hold a public hearing for review and determination of a proposed amendment application to the Lutken 2-lot minor subdivision submitted by Jesus Castillo and Amanda Edwards, agent Bernard Carwick, on properties located at 12168 Road G, consisting of 3.40 acres, more or less, and 12318 Road G, consisting of 18.08 acres, more or less, Cortez, Colorado, both located south of Road G, situated in Section 4, Township 36 North, Range 18 West, NMPM. The hearing will be held Tuesday, December 14th, 2021, at 9:30 a.m. in the Commissioners' Hearing Room, Montezuma County Administrative Offices, 109 West Main, Cortez, Colorado. Interested persons may attend and give input. Information may be obtained from the Planning Office online services at https://co-montezuma-co.smartgovcommunity.com, public home. You may also contact the Planning Department at 970-565-2801 with questions. Dated this 8th day of November, 2021. Kim Purcell, Clerk, Board of County Commissioners, Montezuma County, Colorado. Published in the Journal on Wednesday, December 1st, 2021. Sorry, I'm getting tongue-tied.
You only have
Okay.
3 more to go.
Thank you, Kim. Do we have the applicants in the,
Jesus is here.
come on forward?
Mr. Castillo is here.
Okay.
So this is,
Good morning.
so this is basically a boundary line adjustment, but because it's a subdivision, it's amending the 2-lot subdivision, and all they're doing is swapping property. You want to scroll up to the other map? I don't know if you can see it. There's one more shack where it's colored blue. There you go. So on lot 1 there, the ground actually that Mr. Castillo farms goes over to the east on to the other parcel, along with some grapevines and whatnot. So they're just doing the boundary line adjustment to get the property situated for who uses it for what.
So we're just adding that 2.03 acres
Correct.
to that, so it's just
Yeah, from the
going-
east to the west.
So that
A
all
lot.
of Mr. Castillo's grapevines are on his property. and
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Do you have anything to add, Mr. Castillo? Okay.
Yep.
All right. Commissioners?
I have nothing.
Okay.
Good.
Well, then, at this time, I will open up the public comment section. Anyone wishing to speak for or against this application, please come forward to the podium. State, state your name and address for the record, and you may address the board at this time. Okay, seeing no public comment, I'll close the public comment session, and I will bring it back to the commissioners.
I would move that we approve this proposed amendment application by the Lutken 2-lot minor subdivision submitted by Jesus Castillo and Amanda Edwards, agent Bernard Cardwick, on properties located at 12168 Road G, consisting of 3.40 acres more or less, and 12318 Road G, consisting of 18.08 acres more or less, Cortez, Colorado.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to accept a proposed amendment application to the Lutken 2-lot minor subdivision
Thank you.
submitted by Jesus Castillo and Amanda Edwards, agent Bernard Carwick, on properties located at 12168 Road G, consisting of 3.40 acres more or less, and 12318 Road G, consisting 18.08 acres more or less, Cortez, Colorado. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Thank you. And I will close this public hearing.
Thank you.
Thank you, folks.
Agent absent.
Okay, I'm going to continue with my report. Went from Wednesday to Thursday, another Zoom meeting, which is a long one, which is our Southwest TPR, which is the Transportation Planning Region that I sit on. And there were a lot of discussions that happened that day. Obviously, we went through the construction updates of everything that has happened here and finished up in this county, and the new projects that are getting ready to go to add. I think one is already out to add, which starts down at the border, right there at the crossing of the river. That's going to be all of the way up to Aztec Creek, I believe they call it. It's an 8-mile stretch of roadway. They are going to step 2 miles into New Mexico. New Mexico is providing the funding so that it'll go all of the way through Colorado, New Mexico, on that stretch of 160, and that's coming up. But the biggest takeaway is the need for us to secure a grant writer, gentlemen, and I think I've kind of mentioned that to Shaq, because with Senate Bill 260 and then now with this new federal stimulus package, everything that's going to be out there has to be applied for and has to be accepted through grants. So if we're not aggressive in trying to reach out and capture what we can get for Montezuma County, and specifically for 491 to get that upgraded, we're going to be left behind. So I just want to bring that to everybody's attention, that's going to be probably something that we're going to have to be pretty aggressive with as far as a grant writer. Shaq just pulled that up. We do have a job posting right now for Montezuma County, so I'm not sure who's out there listening, but we do have a grant writer position opening up in Montezuma County. We are losing our current grant writer. She's going away, not too far going away, but she is going away. Wish her good luck. But still, it leaves us with a hole that we have to fill. So that was Thursday. Thursday evening, I then went to a school board meeting, Dolores School Board. There was some confusion on the SRS funding that we had voted on earlier this year, and I'm not sure where the confusion came about, but just to make that clarification to the board of how those funds are distributed, the 25% to Road and Bridge, 25% to the school districts, and then we waited a few months down the road because we didn't have any school superintendents, so we had to wait until August 9th to get the school superintendents in here to discuss the other 50% that's discretionary to the board. At that point in time, it was agreed upon with the 3 superintendents in here that we would forward the remaining 50% of that money to an endowment for the Imagination Library. Those disbursements were made to the school districts, and then the school districts sent it to Imagination Library. That was supposed to be the last of the SRS funding. However, just a week before August 9th, we found out that it was reapproved, so it is coming back to us for the next 2 years, for 2022 and 2023. So hopefully got that clarification made at the Dolores School Board. I see a superintendent in here from Cortez, but just specifically want to make sure that the public understands that that is all by statute how that funding has to get administered, and that with our attorney here watching us closely, we definitely follow the statute. So I will stop with that there, and we will go to the next public hearing.
I mean, does anybody really know what time it is in Chicago?
I'm 10 seconds away. Kim, would you call the roll?
Commissioner Candelaria.
Here.
Commissioner Lindsey.
Here.
Commissioner Stevenson.
Here.
Administrator Powers.
Here.
Attorney McLaren.
Here.
Kim Purcell, Montezuma County Clerk and Recorder. Notice is hereby given that the Montezuma County Board of County Commissioners will hold a public hearing for review and determination of a proposed 2-lot minor development and AR 10-34 rezoning application submitted by Keith Halls, agent Maines and Associates, on property located at 40857 Road H, Cortez, Colorado, consisting of 36 acres more or less, located west of Road 41, north of Road H, situated in Section 5, Township 35 North, Range 13 West, NMPM. The hearing will be held Tuesday, December 14th, 2021, at 9:40 a.m. in the Commissioners' Hearing Room, Montezuma County Administrative Offices, 109 West Main, Cortez, Colorado. Interested persons may attend and give input. Information may be obtained from the Planning Office online service at https://co-montezuma-co.smartgovcommunity.com, public home. You may also contact the Planning Department at 970-565-2801 with questions. Dated the 16th day of November 2021, Kim Purcell Clerk, Board of County Commissioners, Montezuma County, Colorado, published in the Journal on Wednesday, December 1st, 2021.
Okay, thank you, Kim. Do you have the applicants in the room?
Ernie's here.
Mr. Manus?
Mr. Manus is here as the agent for the halls.
Good
Morning,
morning.
gentlemen.
Good morning.
Morning, Ernie.
Okay, Don, will you give us a brief overview?
Yep, the halls are just looking to split their 36-acre property into 2 lots for a 2-lot minor.
Okay,
There's an existing house on Lot 1. Is there one on Lot 2?
Lot 2 is vacant.
Lot 2 is vacant.
Keith Halls has requested to create this Lot 2 to provide to one of his children. His son is going to take this Lot 2 over, and he will remain owner of the 26 acres of Lot 1. And he does have a residence up in the northern area. I guess in the south area where Lot 1 is. But Lot 2 will be open for development for his son.
okay. And access is all off of H Road?
Yes, there is an easement, an existing easement going through a parcel to the west or to the left of Lot 2 to get up to Keith Hall's house. Right now on the plat, Mr. Hall said he's also going to reserve an easement through Lot 2 to get to Lot 1. So really there'll be 2 accesses to that remaining Lot 1 parcel.
Jack,
What-
you want to go to the prelim plat underneath that? You could reload that application or pull up the plat.
So there will be 2 accesses to that back piece of property?
Correct. Keith Halls said the existing access is close to an existing residence on that property, and he has plans to move it further away from that existing residence. But so there'll be 2 accesses. There you are. So we can show the one driveway going up to remaining property, and then he is going to, there is reserving through that Lot 1 as also an access to that remaining property.
So it's,
On the west side of Lot 1.
yeah.
You might want to blow it up, Shaq. Get off your phone.
So it's a 30-foot, is that what I'm, yeah.
That's what it says, 30 foot, yeah.
Yes, 30-foot access and utility will be dedicated on this plat. But if you look on that other parcel that was created in June of 2005, there's already an existing driveway along and reserved access to Keith Halls. But by the new 30-foot access, he just wants to move his road further away from that existing home.
Okay. Planning Commission,
They were unanimous to recommend it for approval.
okay. Gentlemen? Questions or comments?
Well, looks good. That new access will clean up that
Yeah.
road cutting off the corner of that one property.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, at this point, I will open this application up for public comment. Anyone wishing to speak for or against this application, please come forward, state your name and address for the record. and you can address the board at this time. Okay, seeing none, I'll close the public comment session of this hearing, and I will move it back to the commissioners. Gentlemen.
Looks good to me.
I would move that we approve the proposed two-lot minor subdivision, minor development, start that again, and AR 10 through 34 rezoning application submitted by Keith Halls, agent Manus and Associates on property located 40857 Road H, Cortez.
Actually, that should be Mancus, shouldn't it?
That's correct, that's Mancus.
Yep.
Okay,
Mancus.
amend it to Mancus.
Second.
Yeah, just a second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to accept the proposed two-lot minor development in AR 10 through 34 rezoning application submitted by Keith Halls, agent Manus and Associates, on property located at 40857 Road H, Mancus, Colorado, consisting of 36 acres more or less. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Ernie.
All right,
Thank you, gentlemen.
thank you. And I will close this public hearing. Okay, where did I leave off on? Okay, I will continue going on with my report.
I'm just curious, I have two more, do we have two more?
Two more.
Correct.
One of them's not on the agenda, so which one's next?
I have a 9:50 and a 10 a.m.
For Tony Sukla at 9:50.
And then Sheldon Randall at 10.
I have Sheldon, okay. Okay. The bottom of my agenda's gone, sorry.
Oh, weird.
Weird.
So, Friday, I then had the opportunity to go to a meet and greet. The city of Cortez is in the process of hiring a public works director. They had a couple of candidates, and they had a meet and greet at the rec center here in Cortez. I was able to talk to both of the gentlemen. Wish the city of Cortez all the best in hiring one of these gentlemen, or not, depending on what they see fit for them. And that was actually a nice day, Friday. Saturday, I was able to attend the Farm Bureau's Christmas party annual meeting. Got to meet a lot of people out there and do a lot of discussing of water. It was kind of a nice dinner. They had a great meeting, great dinner, prime rib out at Bubba's, and that was Saturday night. Was able to attend the Dolores town meeting last night. Again, as we went through it, the sheriff's contract was accepted for the next year. We've already signed that, so the sheriff's contract, or the sheriff will be providing law enforcement for the town of Dolores for the next year. One of the questions that came up, because they obviously costs are going to move, probably elevate a little bit just due to the dispatch fees that we are currently looking at. Those could elevate, and then the more events they have, obviously the higher, the more that we have to have law enforcement out there. So that was kind of a brief discussion also. All right. And we're almost at 9:50.
Time keeps on slipping.
Hmm?
Time keeps on slipping.
Yep.
Into the future.
Steve Miller Band.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Who knew an old cowboy would know that?
If only there was some way to put time in a bottle.
Okay, it is 9:50. Kim, would you go ahead and call the roll?
Commissioner Candelaria.
Here.
Commissioner Lindsay.
I'm here, I guess.
Commissioner Stevenson.
Here.
Administrator Powers.
Here.
Attorney McLaren.
Here.
And Kim Purcell, Montezuma County Clerk and Recorder. Notice is hereby given that the Montezuma County Planning and I got the wrong public notice here.
The next one I have is for Tony Sukla.
Right, but the public notice I have is for planning and zoning to meet. So that's okay, I think we can figure this out. Notice is hereby given that the Montezuma County Board of County Commissioners will hold a public hearing for review and determination of a proposed single lot development and AR 3-9 rezoning application submitted by Tony Sukla on property located at 22387 Road M, Cortez, Colorado, consisting of 45.23 acres more or less, located west of Road 23, north of Road M, situated in Section 8, Township 36 North, Range 16 West, in and PM. The hearing will be held Thursday, November 4th, nope, Tuesday, December 14th at, what time is it?
9:50.
9:50.
9:50.
Thank you. In the Commissioners' Hearing Room, Montezuma County Administrative Offices, 109 West Main, Cortez, Colorado. Interested persons may attend and give input. Information may be obtained from the Planning Office online services at https://montezuma-co.smartgovcommunity.com. Public home. You may also contact the Planning Department at 970-565-2801 with questions. Dated this 18th day of October, Kim Purcell Clerk, Board of County Commissioners, Montezuma County, Colorado. Published in the Cortez Journal on Wednesday, October 20th, 21. And I'm not sure about those dates. Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right, and we will have that correction if they need to be corrected. Thank you, Kim. Don, I see the applicants in the back. Luke, come on down.
I'm gonna grab another chair. You're good? Okay. Yeah, Tony Sukla is looking to, for a proposed single lot development, for son Luke, so that they can build a house. That's basically it. Access off of Road M. There's an existing ag access there now that will be used and widened just so it can be used for both lots.
And it'll be improved to, for residential use.
Okay. And it looks like there's plenty of room for another access if it ever needs to occur.
Yeah.
Okay. Gentlemen, question?
No questions.
Planning Commission?
They were unanimous, recommending it for approval.
Okay. Joe?
No, I have no questions. That's
Okay. Gosh.
Can't you guys pick on them a little bit?
I would love to, but
Well, let me think about it.
He sat through your commentary.
Time after time.
Okay, I think we've got enough time on our hands today, so we'll just keep moving on. At this time, I'll open this hearing up for public comment. Anyone wishing to speak for or against this application, please come forward, state your name and address for the record, and you may address the board at this time. Okay, seeing none, I will close the public comment section of this hearing, and I will move this back to the commissioners. Gentlemen.
I would.
Go ahead, Joel.
Okay. I would move we approve this single lot development and AR 39 rezoning application submitted by Tony Sukla on property located at 22387 Road M, Cortez, Colorado, consisting of 45.23 acres more or less.
Second.
And before I move on with this, I did not give you the opportunity to say anything. Mr. Bates, do you have anything that you'd like to say?
Everything sounds great.
Okay. All right, it has been moved and seconded to accept a proposed single lot development and AR 3-9 rezoning application submitted by Tony Sukla on property located at 22387 Road M, Cortez, Colorado, consisting of 45.23 acres more or less. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Luke.
Thank you.
And I will close this public hearing. Okay, gentlemen, we've got 5 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and let one of you go for your,
It's not gonna take 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It was a pretty slow week. Not too many phone calls, not too much of anything, really.
maybe everybody's in the holiday
Yeah,
season.
I guess so. City council tonight.
Okay, good deal.
Too bad you can't just put that time in a bottle and save it for later.
You can't use it twice in a row, Shaq, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we've about done that one in.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Commissioner Stevenson.
I've had a few phone calls this week and stuff, and been just kind of reading and studying some of the county stuff that I need to know more about. Just study. And that's about.
Okay. Attorney McLaren.
I don't really have a lot to report this week. Biggest thing was I did send a letter to Ironwood requesting that written mitigation plan that we talked about last week. And so we'll await that response, and hopefully we can get that plan and get that taken care of.
What was the time frame we put on that?
January 6th
Okay.
is the date they have to have it to us by.
All right, Shaq.
Did you really want to use that date? Have you not heard enough about that?
Can you resist?
Shaq, I know we've already accepted 2 resolutions right now with moving forward, but do you have anything else that you'd like to present?
I do not at this time.
Okay. Is James around? You might have him come in.
By the time I get back,
Well, we'll have maybe room between the next one.
I hope this is the last one.
Should be.
You don't ever know what they might want to bring up. Okay. That's fine. Kim, do you have anything that you would like to report?
You want to read some more public notices?
We've got enough as it is.
Practice, practice, practice.
You notice I was halfway through it before I realized it was wrong.
Well, at least you were paying attention. Feels like the first time?
Yeah.
feels
very
like we're
first time.
having the time of our life.
The best of times and the worst of times.
Whew.
It's getting thick, isn't it?
You know, I
The weeds are
I
growing.
can't start these public hearings until the actual time that's stated on our agenda, so you guys will have to bear with our staff for a while up here. I do apologize for that, but
He could always do a magic trick.
Shaq's preparing for a new career.
the moisture was pleasant.
Yep.
A lot of people off the roads I saw early Friday morning. So just a reminder, hopefully we get some more of that. Be cautious, slow down, check your tires, and make sure you have something between you and the road.
What do we, so now we're talking about the time of the seasons?
I guess.
That's by the zombies, for
Yeah,
those
just
of you who
remember,
didn't
being
catch
late's
it.
better than not getting there.
Correct. Being late's better than not getting there.
10 o'clock.
Okay, Kim, would you please call the roll for our next public hearing?
Commissioner Candelaria.
Here.
Commissioner Lindsay.
Here.
Commissioner Stevenson.
Here.
Administrator Powers.
Here.
Attorney McLaren.
Here.
Kim Purcell, Montezuma County Clerk and Recorder. Notice is hereby given that the Montezuma County Board of County Commissioners will hold a public hearing for review and determination of a proposed 12-lot major subdivision and AR 3-9 rezoning application submitted by Sheldon Randall on property located at to be determined Road M, Cortez, Colorado, consisting of 40 acres more or less, located north of Road M, west of Road 23, situated in Section 8, Township 36 North, Range 16 West, NMPM. The hearing will be held Tuesday, December 14th, 2021 at 10 a.m. in the Commissioners' Hearing Room, Montezuma County Administrative Offices, 109 West Main, Cortez, Colorado. Interested persons may attend and give input. Information may be obtained from the Planning Office online service at https://co-montezuma-co.smartgovcommunity.com. Public home. You may also contact the Planning Department at 970-565-2801 with questions. Dated the 16th day of November 2021. Kim Purcell, Clerk, Board of County Commissioners, Montezuma County, Colorado. Published in the Journal on Wednesday, December 1st, 2021.
Okay, thank you, Kim. John,
The Randalls are here.
application
Mm-hmm.
applicant? Good morning.
Morning.
So the Randalls are proposing a 12-lot subdivision. They currently have a driveway access permit and driveway installed and are in the process of building their house there at the bottom left lot on the property, and they're proposing to extend that subdivision road through the rest of the property, creating another 11 3-acre lots with a cul-de-sac there on the north.
Okay.
P&Z was unanimous to recommend it for approval. They've got access for all utilities there.
In their right-of-way, in the 60-foot right-of-way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Okay.
60 foot.
Gentlemen?
Nothing.
Okay.
Access
Would you
will be
like
fine.
to?
Not unless you guys have any questions.
I really don't. I think it's been vetted already through the Planning and Zoning Commission. It gets to us, we'll have a public comment session here pretty quick, but just to give you the opportunity to speak if you wanted to add anything.
There was last week we come up with the concrete ditch. To my knowledge, it's not been recorded. So the easement for the concrete ditch, we kind of talked about it, but we're working with the surveyor to come up with something. We don't want to, change anything there or block anybody's water. So we're working on putting an easement in there, but we don't know who to put the easement to or anything like that. So we're kind of working on that still.
That's
but-
in Lot 2 there?
Yeah,
Yeah, on the lower section.
yeah.
Okay. Okay, well, at this point in time, unless you have anything else, I will open this hearing up for public comment. Anyone wishing to speak for or against this application, please come forward, state your name and address for the record, and you may address the board at this time.
My name's Ernest Williams, Dove Creek, Colorado, Post Office Box 572, and I'm the one that called you.
Yeah.
And we're not against this project, we want to make that clear. But we want to make sure that we show a right-of-way, and I've been speaking with the surveyor on that. And he did say he didn't know, and I asked him to put that to the Lone Pine 49 shareholders of the ditch. And I don't know if he could show a 20-foot right-of-way, enough to get a backhoe down through there to work on it, 10 foot on each side. We'd like to show that, because that ditch runs about 150 shares or more of water down to people, clear down to the end. To Donna Boland's property, who is even north of us, and I'm his neighbor up to the north. So we'd like for the record to show that we want to show that something, so it shows that it can stay there and never be disturbed.
There's not a right-of-way for that ditch already?
It just shows the ditch, it doesn't show the right of right-of-way, we researched that. It does show the ditch and that it's an irrigation ditch that supplies, there's no right-of-way. So I think at this time, it'd be good to establish a right-of-way then, because who knows, that lot could be sold several times down the future. I think in our planning, this would be a good time to establish that now. And then maybe in the future, the owner, if he would want to put it in pipe, he could call a meeting of the shareholders and maybe do that to help do that. That lot number 2 also has some other water lines that are buried on it. It goes over to Lene Donahue's. They go to the east there, and they're not established. So I don't know what you want to do with those, but sooner or later, it could be a problem as we move forward with this subdivision. But all I'm asking for is a ditch is to do a 20-foot right-of-way, or just show that on the plat as a 20-foot right-of-way, show it to the Lone Pine 49 private ditch shareholders. Would that work?
Yeah, I'm not a surveyor, but.
Well, I talked to your surveyor, and that's what I asked him. He did not know if that was going to work, because they have to sign that right-of-way to somebody.
Yeah.
And he was going to see if they could do that. I had spoke with him yesterday on that.
We can work with the surveyor on that, but yeah, currently nobody, that's part of the water users of that ditch have any records of anything recorded with the county.
We have the original deed to the property.
Would you
Okay.
come on and state your name and address also?
I am Teresa Williams, Post Office Box 572, Dove Creek, Colorado. My parents own the original property. There is a recorded deed that states ditch, all water rights, and that is on record.
But it didn't show any.
But it does not state an easement, name of a ditch, but it does state all water rights and all ditch rights.
Okay,
So, yeah, that's on the original.
And that is recorded.
okay.
Yeah, there's just not an easement recorded with that.
But it doesn't
The
sound like
ditch-
there's an issue
No.
of working with the surveyor to come up with the
Right.
easement to work on, repair, whatever they need to do to the ditch and or pipe if you guys choose to do that at any specific time. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, seeing no other comments, I'll close the public comment section and bring this back for any questions to the commissioners. Sounds like you are agreeable to make that
Yeah,
effort on
yeah,
the plat.
yeah, we are.
Sounds like it's pretty
I can't
straightforward.
believe it's not already there, because all
Me
those
neither.
ditches
I-
have easements and all over, I don't know.
Yeah, that's, it actually, I see that it touches Lot 4 and Lot 2. If that's correct, that what we're looking at, just make sure that you encompass everything on both of those lots so that it doesn't get, so that it's cleared up now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think there's a couple different ways you can do this at this time. If you guys want to make this contingent on that easement being put in along that ditch, you can certainly move it forward that way, or you can approve the subdivision and leave this up to the property owners to sort out. I mean, it sounds like Mr. Randall's planning on getting this done anyway, so those are your options at this point.
I think since you are agreeable, I think it should be stated for the record that we want to make sure that it is cleaned up for you and for everybody else moving forward. You know, and then that way it's clear, it's delineated, and we have no issues going forward. It seems like we get things, like Commissioner Stevenson just said, I can't believe there's not an easement that's already recorded there. So that would be my focus and opinion.
Mine too. I would move we approve the proposed 12-lot minor major subdivision and AR 3 through 9 rezoning application submitted by Sheldon Randall on property located to be determined Road M consisting of 40 acres and also contingent upon establishment of a 20-foot easement of the Lone Pine 29 through lots 2 and 4.
I'll second that.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to accept the proposed 12-lot major subdivision and AR 3 through 9 rezoning application submitted by Sheldon Randall on property located at to be determined Road M, Cortez, Colorado, consisting of 40 acres more or less, with one contingency that on lot 2 and 4, the 20-foot easement be recorded, if possible, to the Lone Pine 49?
29.
That's good,
Is it,
main head gate.
All those in favor?
aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, there you go. Thank you, guys.
Guess we'll be in touch.
Yeah, we'll get that all clarified with Brian.
Okay, sounds good.
All right,
Thank you,
thank
guys.
you.
Thank you.
Okay, do you have anything else for us?
That's
Well,
it.
let's see, I got 6 items on the back here.
Okay, Kim?
Did you get page 2, Kim?
When I seen that this morning, I thought, 10 minutes of the whack and we are done right on the money. I can't believe it. What? That should have took
there
at
any
least 2
doubt?
hours.
Okay,
Hey.
well, thank you all.
We don't always bring complications.
Yep, you've done a good job.
Nope, that's all we got unless you guys have something else.
I don't think we do. I think we've asked the questions on the planning issues that we've been addressing, and those have already been taken care of. So,
Great.
thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Okay, moving right along, we have our public comment session. Board of County Commissioners welcomes you to this meeting. Persons speaking during the public comment will be limited to 3 minutes, or depending on the number of people wishing to speak, may be reduced to allow all members of the public the opportunity to address the board. When addressing the board, please state your name and address for the record prior to providing your comments, and comments to individual supervisors or staff are not permitted. Participants may not yield their time, and with that, the public comment session of the meeting is open. Good morning.
Morning.
My name is Elizabeth Berger. I'm living on Road 29, and I'm here today as a caring resident who loves to live in Montezuma County, and I would like to address the attention towards our school district. The reason why I'm addressing it is because I do know that we have a new school board, that there were $90,000 spent on a curriculum that we now have to withdraw or change, and due to the fact that there are now 700,000 increased salary cost because of the 4-day school week. I thought that the commissioners may be overseeing that department and at least be aware of that increase.
The commissioners do not oversee the school at all.
I thought they are paying for expenses.
No, ma'am.
No, that's all through the school system.
I'm going to go ahead and ask you to finish your comments, and then
I just wanted to address it. My information is out of the Cortez Journal, so I'm not sure if it is actually accurate. But I thought that shortening a school week but increasing cost without explanation seemed strange to me, and I wanted to bring that to your attention. I thought you were overseeing the school district,
No,
just
ma'am.
as you do the
We'll need to
health
take that to the school
department.
board.
Thank you.
thank you. Okay, so I do want to address her because I think it's important. It seems like we run into this over and over, that people think that the Montezuma County Commissioners oversee or have anything to do with the school districts, and that is not at all true. The school boards are all ran by school boards. Those people are all elected by you, and those types of issues have to be addressed to the school boards, not the county commissioners. We do collect taxes for the RE1, RE6, and RE4
Four.
districts. They are distributed through the county, but that is all we do, is we are a collecting agent. But all of the boards of education are elected by you people, and those have to be taken care of in discussions with the Board of Education. We, the county commissioners, do not have anything to do as far as oversight for anything on any of the school boards.
And I would like to just add, if I may, Chairman, that even though we work closely with the municipalities, we also do not control or influence the municipalities.
Correct. They are also ran by town boards or city councils, and those are also elected officials within those jurisdictions. Obviously, they are in our county, and we go to their meetings so that we know what's going on. Commissioner Stevenson goes to Mancos, I go to Dolores, and Commissioner Lindsay goes to Cortez. So we all have representation of the county in those meetings to know what's going on. However, we do not have any jurisdiction over any of those boards. So, okay. Anybody else? All right. Next, we are going to go to an addressing variance request. And Mr. Roth, would you come forward? And Ms. Leitenberger, would you come forward?
Testing? Yep.
And I will ask you, when you guys are speaking into that, pull that as close as you can, because I've been going back having to rewatch a lot of YouTubes here lately, and it really helps to make sure that we get everything on the recording. So I will ask, when you are speaking, please pull that mic like right in front of your mouth. Okay, would you like to go ahead and represent this, or I'll go ahead and give the overview. So it was brought to us well, it's been more than a couple of weeks ago now, probably closer to a month. The Leitenbergers would like to keep their current address as it is for the new placement of the new residence that's being constructed at this point in time. My concern, and I stated it, and I'm speaking for just one of three commissioners, being in emergency services, addressing to me is extremely critical because of sequential addresses and where they are with when you're trying to find an address specifically at night, or if you're new to a new location. If you give me an address, I can find my way around everywhere, anywhere, most of the time, as long as the addressing is done correctly. So I think this request, and correct me, Mr. Roth, if I don't state this properly, but it would move them just a little bit out of sequence, and instead of a 145 address, they would now go to the 33.6 address. Is that correct?
Yeah. I guess I'll go ahead and just let me know if you have anything to interject on. One thing I just wanted to clarify a little bit is that we don't really have I know it's on the agenda this way, we don't really have a variance process for an address. It's more kind of like a grievance process, if you will, not to be confused with the planning process where we actually do have a formal variance process. And this process really helps us out, because when somebody really has an issue with an address change, we can ask them to come present it to the commissioners, and it provides us forum to make sure that we're doing our job right, that everybody's on the same page. So that's exactly what we're doing here. And just to go over a little bit of background why we made this decision, the Red Road 33.6 was added in 2009 to the official county road map. The reason that was done is because a major subdivision, the Dolores River Ranches subdivision, went through in, I believe, 1997. That was a 35-plus acre subdivision, and it was a major subdivision. And per the land use code, all major subdivisions have dedicated streets, and a road numbering system assigned in accordance with the road addressing system. And we added this to the road map in 2009 because we felt that we needed a red road to be in compliance. At that time, we did not change the addresses that were using Highway 145 because we felt that that would be a little bit heavy-handed at that time. There were 2 residences. We did add a red road sign at some point. I'm not sure exactly when that got installed. But so it was a situation that just existed, and we felt that any additional development would necessitate addressing and using that red road designation. So when we do this, I think that the biggest thing that we're looking at here is if this was just 3 homes off of a shared driveway, or 2 homes off a shared driveway and we're adding 1 more, we wouldn't necessarily just assign that a red road. That we probably wouldn't be sitting here right now. We would just assign 1 more Highway 145 address. What we're looking at here is, because of the major subdivision, we're looking at a full build-out potential, and we're looking at the likely scenario that in the future these lots will be sold off, developed, potentially developed with 2 homes, as the Leitenbergers lot is now being developed. So we're trying to plan for the future build-out in a scenario that would make most sense for EMS, not just today, but in 10 and 20 years. So what we try not to do is assign, I guess, temporary or incorrect addresses that won't facilitate that build-out scenario. And so we feel an exemption to that, and not using that 33.6 would not accommodate that full build-out scenario. So that's really why we're talking about this today. And you know, and there's also the consideration of distance off the highway. I know the homes are currently visible from the highway. I'm not sure about the new homes, but that kind of goes into the situation. So we're just trying to be in compliance with the way that we've done things in the past. And I'll show you an example here in just a second of other red roads that fit this general scenario.
So our request would be that because we aren't adding any more residents to the ranch, it's still just my husband and I, and my father-in-law's home is still being lived in during the summer by his wife. The existing house that we've lived in for almost 25 years will become a guest home. It's not going to be a permanent residence for anyone. So we would request that we maintain the 145 addresses. I do have a picture with me of the sign that my father-in-law installed on our driveway, and I can bring it up, just to help clarify as people pull into the driveway, whether they turn right or left to go to their house or to our home. This would be updated once our house is complete to signal the guest house as well.
You can put it on the screen.
And then that red sign road, the sign was installed about 5 years ago. I know there's no numbering on it yet, but just in doing some searches through, I searched Google Maps, MapQuest, and the Apple app for maps, and 33.6 directs you to Mancos for every single one, except Google Maps takes you just to the town of Dolores and it doesn't find the road at all. So changing it to the 33.6 does make things a little more cumbersome for people to find our home. Maybe EMS would be able to handle it, but the general public delivery at this point is kind of still a mess. My request would be that we wait to change anything to 33.6 until such time that hopefully my great-great-grandchildren decide to develop that subdivision, because right now it's just going to be us.
So we're talking, what, 1, 2, 3, 4 more lots that are not developed right now in between you and your father-in-law's place?
So we're lot 8. My father-in-law's lot is 10. So there's, I believe, 1 between us.
Okay.
And then there's additional lots upriver from us.
That's the full subdivision plat.
Correct, but those are all going to access off of 145, 5, 6, or...
There's another road that comes in further up that cul-de-sacs in to access all of
Well,
those.
None of them will access off, none of them will access off 145, because I believe, and the Lightenbergers' current address is based on the access point they used to have on 145. That was, I believe, formerly moved down by CDOT to where we have the red road now, in order to do this subdivision, I think prior to when you purchased it.
So that easement goes along the highway then? Is that kind of what I'm seeing? That accesses those other lots, or is that,
I think
what is
those
that?
lots 1 through 6 access plumb up around the corner north of this. Only access is going to be lot 7, 8, 9, and 10 off of this.
Right,
Gotcha.
and it's the one also past their current homes. That one is accesses using this easement.
Well, it shows it accessing off of a cul-de-sac right at the very top up there.
Yeah, I see
Lot
that.
5 and 6.
Yeah, so I mean, if you looked at the PDF map, you can see where the 2 more homes could be put, Jack.
Which one do you want, Doug?
The address map that you had up there. So at the end of the red road, we drew it there because that is the cul-de-sac. And then that would access the 2 more lots past there. So, and I'm not sure if this is what Don was asking for, but I mean, we can't exactly have a mix of addresses. We can't have a 33.6 and then leave 2 at 145. That just doesn't really work out. So, you know, if we had some assurance that there was going to be no more development here and these lots weren't going to be sold off, that would be one thing. Then we would remove the red road, we'd remove the sign, we'd somehow limit development on there. But doing this long enough, saying never is usually doesn't really last very long.
So then we're going to change, or potentially change the address to 3 residences, correct?
We
The
did
new
not
one,
instigate
the new
it.
one, Bruce and Don's, and then Don's, correct? So they're all going to change?
We didn't instigate it for Lot 10 at this time. I mean, that's a point of discussion. We usually put it with somebody, we usually limit it to an action that causes additional development to occur. And in this case, it's the Lightenbergers building a new home. We have to assign a second home on their property. And we do, and one standard that we're pretty steadfast on is detached residential units independent of their use. If they're detached and residential, they get their own address. They don't share addresses, and we don't do unit A and Bs for detached residences. So, so yes, I mean, we would flag the residents on Lot 10 and want to get that at 33.6 addresses as soon as reasonable. And then, Chuck, can you bring up the slide that shows the red road names increasing to the northwest? I just wanted to show this because this is something I utilize as there's mile markers going up Highway 145, but also we have a scheme that we stick to, which is going from 33.6, 34.1, 4.4, 4.6, 37, 38.1, going up the highway. That is a delineation that you know what you're hitting next, going up or down the highway, and you expect that, even if you're going at speeds, very high rate of speeds with somebody right on your tail. So it's a little bit more difficult to discern, especially when you're talking about multiple residences, reading those address signs as you're trying to make one turn and then trying to discern where the residence is. So that's what we're trying to.
Yeah, I just wanted to add that the existing house on Lot 10 has been flagged and noted that it needs to be readdressed to Road 33.6.
On the county GIS viewer.
But per the land use code, with those 4 lots, you have to have your own subdivision road, and all the houses have to be addressed off of that road.
Off the subdivision.
Off the subdivision road. You can't just mix and match and do some now and do some later. That serves 4 lots, which is up to 8 residences. You're already looking at 3. And any more development, you don't want to backtrack and try and
Right.
address what we didn't do now in the process of developing. One other thing I'd just like to remind the commission, the barn or the shop that is on Lot 8 is built over the property line, so that parcel is still non-compliant. That boundary line needs to be done and recorded. Both lots are over 35, so it's done outside of planning, but we have not received any indication that that has been addressed since August when it was brought up.
So I think we need to be careful. I mean, today
Sure,
we're
we're
dealing
just
with the
talking about
addressing
addresses.
request.
Yeah.
And so let's try to
Gotcha.
limit it
And-
there.
and-
This is just a reminder, so I don't have to send a letter.
Right, and I think that at that day, they said that they had no issues.
We
making
haven't
that-
forgotten. We've just been
That
exceptionally busy.
clarification to clean that up.
But I did want to clarify that you're looking at 8 residences. It's per the land use code, so now you're going to have a variance to the land use code that all of a sudden you're not using a subdivision road for 4 lots, potentially 8 residences.
Okay. I did read the recommendations from the Dolores Fire District, Scott Anderson from, I guess, Southwest.
EMS.
Ohio, EMS, and then the sheriffs also. So how do we contact, obviously, Google, or I was gonna do that right now, look at Google Maps myself, just to see if it even comes up, but, because everybody uses their phone to find anything anymore. If they can't type it into their phone, they don't know how to read going up. I think here locally we all do, but how do we contact those people to make sure that those clarifications are in there? Because it makes sense to me to keep them off the 33.6 road. But there is a concern of, if you can't find it, and I'm not so worried about Amazon or FedEx or those guys, but my concerns are more emergency services.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we always use Google. I did add it a few weeks ago to Google. I believe it does show up on Google right now. Google's a tough one to work with because we'll contact them, and it's a little bit of a crapshoot whether or not they're going to add it correctly to the map or not. They did add 33.6. We also added to OpenStreetMaps, which is another platform that allows us to get the information out there. In relation to delivery services, all the delivery services companies do go by the United States Postal Service database, and we have a really good relationship with the USPS addressing office out of Denver. So those do get put in as valid address changes. And when we do issue address changes, the residences have up to a year to fully implement that address change. We ask that they put the new addresses on their structures or their driveways as soon as possible, but they have up to a year, which follows what the United States Postal Service does as far as address forwarding. And then thirdly, one thing that we do, and this takes a little bit of time, but it does work, is that we do provide all of our GIS data, including our address points and parcels, online. And once in a while, Google does grab those addresses and parcels and gets that straightened away. There's an example on the map. I have an example N.5 there, Shaq, in the folder. And this is a road off of Highway 491, that we red roaded here about 5 years ago. Came to the commissioners, told them what we were doing. 2 residences were having some concerns. They were all addressed off of 491. You know, it is a tough situation. 2 residences wanted it, 2 didn't. It is now, I think we're much better for it, because that's a very tough road to be able to turn off of. And all those addresses are now in Google, found by Google, as is the road name. So it takes a little bit of time, but we do everything we can as a department to make sure that those services get updated as quickly as possible.
Okay. I just pulled mine up on Google right now, Don, and it does take it right to your,
Is it coming in now?
yeah,
Okay.
it does take it right to your place. Commissioner Lindsay also pulled it up, and it does take it right to the right address. So that has, thank you, Doug, that has been updated. That's always one of my concerns, and the reason I talk about this is because the Dolores Norwood Road still shows as a major roadway or highway getting from Dolores to Cortez, and you would not believe the people that I have pulled out of a ditch
Just
coming
the last 2 days, they pulled
down
several out of the ditch up
because
there.
people don't understand. Obviously, they're closing the roads today in Dolores County, but without a gate there, people don't understand that. So it is there. It is there now. So, gentlemen?
You have anything, Joel?
No, I don't. I've got to agree with EMS and them on this.
I was inclined to leave it the same, but I do also understand, and I've been in the situation where you can't find people. And firefighters coming in, EMS coming in, police coming in, they need to get there quick. So I'm inclined to go with our process here.
And EMS and fire both said that they can find the addresses better at the 33.6?
Yeah.
Yes.
What we have to contend with is a changeover in personnel. I know most of the people on Dolores Fire and on Southwest know where you live, but like Southwest is turning over some help and they don't know where you live. And we went through that once before here in Cortez, just changing streets from, well, I know one of them was La Plata Place to La Plata Street. There's 2 of those, and we lost a person because of that. So I'm going with safety and staying where we need to be.
Okay, so do we need a formal,
I don't know that we need a formal motion. I think that the address change was sent out and noticed by our staff, and so this was sort of a question for the commissioners that the Lightenbergers brought, and so we don't need a formal motion, no.
okay. All right, I do hope you understand
Yes,
where we
absolutely.
stand, and that obviously we all know that, but I've been in the same.
There's just so much changeover in the police department and the fire and everybody that's what they have to rely on.
So,
Okay,
thank you.
thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you, Don.
Thank you.
Don. Okay, next we have our county operations, and we're gonna jump right into Mr. Roth.
Okay, all
I
right,
guess-
great. Let's talk about address changes. I do have one up there, Shaq, in the folder, and it's one for discussion off of K.4.
I'm not sure we have enough time for this.
We're gonna try and get ahead of this one. And we do, when we see issues that affect multiple residences, it's one off of, K.4 in the PDF
Yeah.
in Dropbox. We try and get ahead of this. If we have a change that we're looking at that might need to occur, that's gonna affect multiple residences. Lightenbergers was a little bit unique because that affected them, and they were embarking on the development, and we could have that conversation. We see an addressing issue so that you're aware of it, to try and get ahead of this a little bit. And due to somebody who was putting in a guest home, we were made aware of an addressing issue off of K.4.
Got it.
Yeah, that's it.
Joel's not anywhere near there.
Have a guest house, they just stay in a tent.
Can you zoom out just a little bit so we can just see a little bit more of this here shack?
Yeah.
So K.4, it's one of those roads that comes off of 39. 39 is north-south road. K.4 takes off in a westerly direction and then it heads north. Of course, we don't just change the road name to a numbered name at that intersection. That would be overly confusing. But what's happened because of this direction change, and over time, these addresses got out of sequence. And so we have an address of 38401, and granted, realize that these addresses are actually, despite going south, they're actually increasing because it's as if the road is continuing towards the east. So these are increasing, but it goes 38401 to 38080 to 38160 to 38501 to 490, and then back to some good addresses. So not only do we have addresses that go up and down, we also have an address here that it's even and it really needs to be odd, which we consider a little bit more of a minor issue, but still an issue to flag nonetheless. So we're looking at these 4 addresses here that would really need to be corrected in order to make logical sequencing, because obviously the problem is, and this is a correct address, if you look at the address range here, the problem is that you're going down and you hit 490 and then you're going back up, or you go down, way down, then you go back up and then you go down again. So that would be difficult if EMS is going down there and they're turning around because they're seeing an address sign. So the proposal here would be to email those 4 residences before issuing an address change, explain the situation to them, ask them to email or call us with any comments, and then issue those address changes.
Okay. I mean, for me, the one that, even though you say is a minor, I mean, the quickest way for me is, you know, southwest are the odd numbers,
On one side of the road,
and that was,
Yeah.
and 4 digits, you're north of town, 4 digits, or south of town. Running calls, I mean, you can dissect it really quickly in your head just by the numbers and odd or even.
Yeah.
So nobody likes to have their address changed, but how it ever got goofed up or wasn't done is,
Who knows?
it seems like this whole year we've been cleaning up issues. And I know that it's not pleasant, but it does make more logical sense. And when somebody's trying to find it, it makes all the sense in the world. So I think that if you're asking for or requesting permission to go ahead and send these out, I think, yes, we have to send them out.
So you're aware of it if somebody calls you off at K.4. Most people, and that's why I like this process, is that we can say they can come to the commissioners, talk in public comment, and talk it out. And most people do understand after their voice is heard. So
This would be something we could also bring up in a workshop, Doug. I mean, if they want to come in and talk to us, that way we have a lot more time and really can
Okay.
explain the pros, cons to it, and how to get to it. So if we do get phone calls, then let's try to set that up for a workshop.
okay.
Okay?
I mean, I guess Doug kind of already alluded to this, but are we gonna have mixed addresses on 36 point whatever now, off of 145, that we need to now take care of those other lots?
Yeah, there's the one other home in there. I don't know.
The way I understood it is generally it's flagged when a new place is built, right?
It's flagged. It's a well-known address There's an existing, and we just had a training with realtors, with one of the realtor groups, showed them how to find, verify the addresses as properties go on the market. And we ask all the real estate companies to, if they put a property on the market, please contact us so we can get that change made before it gets transferred and sold as an ideal time in impacting people the least. And so that is flagged for, property sale to flag to change it. So, but
I think then there's a process that we're following. As long as we're following that process, I think we're fine.
if we hear from the EMS that they're having a hard time finding that one because of the red road now in use, then I think we would have to do something about it. So we'd want to hear from the EMS folks for that if there's any, unfortunately.
They usually yell at dispatch when that happens, so.
Yeah.
We'll have dispatch get a hold of you too.
Yeah. Maybe, and we'll send an email out to dispatch with just that, letting them know that there are the 145 and the Red Road address that'll be used. And then lastly, meeting with Kim last week, we do have to adopt a new voter precinct map by the end of January. And
We have to have commissioner approval by the end of January.
commissioner approval by the end of January. So coming up next time we meet, then we'll have a proposed voter precinct map. We might have to add a couple to stay under the threshold for the voter precincts. So we're going through that process right now. We'll also have a HUTF signature sheet to sign any changes to the road system for CDOT at that time. And from my understanding, Kim will, the commissioner districts, we will not be changing those until after the election next year. Is that your?
It's not required to be done until 2023. We can work on it, but it's not required to be done.
The recommendation was to do that right after the election next year.
I think you do it halfway through the election and just start.
Don't listen to him.
Just keep it started out.
So for the precincts, we heard yesterday what their goal is to take all of our active voters and basically divide them by 2,000 per precinct. So they suggested that we keep the number of precincts to a minimum.
Okay.
So we had talked about adding, but maybe we can just adjust.
Okay.
So we'll still have 11 precincts, or we'll reduce that?
We will still have 11 precincts. I think we're just going to adjust them.
Gotcha.
Because I think we're right at under 19,000, so 11 precincts would be about right.
So
2,000 per.
So we're learning this right now, so it's good. So, and we're working on it, and we'll have a proposal here in a month. And I just made this map per Kim's request, and I'll upload it to the website. But we used to all be in one House, Senate, and congressional district, so we never had any maps to show any splits because we didn't have any. Now that we do have a House district split, I'll be uploading a PDF version of what's currently in effect to our website. And if anybody wants a copy, they can come and get a copy from our department. So.
And we will be working on those to make those adjustments.
Okay. All right. That's it. All right. Thank you, Doug.
Thanks.
All
Thanks,
right.
Doug.
Next up, we have our IT department head, Mr. McLean.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I don't have a whole lot other than I've been working on, for the last 3 or 4 weeks, working on getting compliant with the state as far as cybersecurity, because that's the buzzword, right? I mean, with everything that's being hacked. And so I've written an incident response plan and a cybersecurity incident plan and a couple other ones, and got them submitted to the state in draft format, and they accepted it. It was acceptable to them, which put us 100% compliant with the state, which opens up funding for other things like helping us with our incurred cost of firewalls and that kind of stuff. So if we don't do it, then we have no chance of even trying to get some of the money. So, yeah, that's what I've been working on.
So you need
do we need
Commissioner
approval?
Candelaria's signature on the security incident, or is it the information system?
Don't remember, I did so many of them, I don't remember. Because I sent them to
I know I did
Scotland.
flag the one that needs signature signed on your.
Kim.
it's
I
this
did
one.
send them to our emergency manager as well, and had him look them over, and then I think I forwarded them to Ian as well last week or something.
Yeah, and I got them from you and then in the packet as well, so I've looked through it and.
So we just need a signature there, we don't need anything else.
Or read them over and, let me know.
I
read
did.
'em.
I did read them over, and after reading them
got
over, I
black
now understand what Charlie Brown's teacher was trying to say.
I understand there's a lot of technical jargon, I get that. But it really does have more to do with how we respond to an attack. If somebody should hack into our stuff and get a hold of social security numbers, what is the proper response? We have to have a plan in place so we're not just going out there as a free-for-all trying to, at least if we have something in place, we have steps that we can take. We know who contacts the public, who lets, just those kind of things. So that's really what it's for.
Okay.
This was all part of my weekend reading here. If you think I have
Sorry.
a blank look on my face now, you should have seen when I first finished this deal.
I am so sorry. I was not trying to be like Mr. Spratland.
I'll tell you, that was dense stuff. I remember reading John Locke and some of those guys, really interesting stuff, but very dense. This IT stuff, though, whew. Not quite as interesting either.
Yeah, just do it. That we accept and sign that.
I would move that we accept and sign the Information Systems Contingency Plan.
Second.
Okay, so it's been moved and seconded to sign and accept the Information System Contingency Plan, the ISCP, as presented. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And then, Commissioners, we do have some quotes for the county data.
It was for the internet. I submitted you some different quotes a couple weeks ago. I
I'm
believe
trying to
was.
pull it up, but it's not opening for.
And I gave you a kind of a summary breakdown of the suggestions on what to do. So I guess it's just a matter of deciding which way you guys would like to
So-
go, and so I can make plans moving forward what we're doing.
Here is. And what are we currently paying, Mr. McLean?
$2,815 a month.
So then we go to, if I read this correct, 2385?
Correct. It'd be
$385.
$429.68 a month less than we're paying currently. The city did also give us a quote for running internet through them, having them be our ISP. It was a little bit less, but not by much. But I thought it was best. Fast Track has kind of always been our provider, more or less, for the last dozens of years now, because they're basically a transport company, and I just thought this is the best way to eliminate the middleman
And the middleman now is?
farmers.
Okay.
Gotcha.
And they stepped up to the plate. You remember a couple of months ago when there was a problem with us getting people hitting our emails and stuff because the DNS servers went down for Brainstorm? Drew and Kelly stepped up to the plate and took it on and were at no charge, and they're hosting all of our public DNS now. So we got that all done, and I thought that was cool of them because that was a big deal. That could have been disastrous.
So then Fast Track is the best cost associated with this RFP, correct?
Yes, sir.
And that's just for 1 year? We do these every year?
No, that would, well, so if you commit to 3 years, which we have to have internet anyway, the price drops considerably. But because of Tabor, they can't hold us to more than 1 year at a time because of our funding.
So we have to do it every year?
So we would have to just re-up it every year, just agree to it, keep it ongoing, because we don't know what'll change next year. But, you know, it's, they've been, as far as I know, they've been our provider for 20+ years. I just can't imagine that that'll change much.
Okay.
There's not a lot to choose from.
Right. Gentlemen? Questions, comments?
No questions, no comments.
Joe?
No.
If we do vote on this, I need to recuse myself. Empire Electric owns 25% Fast Track.
Yeah, I think that would be the best course of action, just to be safe.
Okay, Commissioner Stevenson. I think we are going to vote on this right now, so.
I'll stay here.
Okay.
So since your mic was off, I'll just let everybody know. Commissioner Lindsay has recused himself from this vote.
So I would move that we go with the lesser of the two.
If you scroll down, Shaq, so he can see what he's.
And award this contract to Fast Track for the monthly. You are bouncing me all over the place here. I can't keep up with you.
There you go.
I don't have the figures on it there.
So what we would be doing is moving to city, a combination of city and county fiber, because we have some of our own in the ground now. So we would be taking that along with the Fast Track. So it's one, it all has to work together, but that's what this is for. It's to say
So this
that-
this is accepting the Montezuma County 1G DIA.
Yeah.
If I see that correctly, with Fast Track for the amount of $2,385 monthly. Is that correct?
Correct.
I would move that we accept this quote for the 1G DIA from Fast Track in the amount of $2385.32.
And I'll second it. So it's been moved and seconded to accept the proposal from Fast Track for the data for Montezuma County. Montezuma County 1G DIA in the amount of $2385 monthly. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
That is all I have.
Okay. Very good. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Next, Mr. Shane Higman.
And Jim, do you want to stay here for the unfinished business?
Yes, sir.
Rather than leaving the room? Thanks.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
All right. I didn't see you guys last month, so I have a few things, but not a lot. We did go ahead and get everything ordered through Enterprise, so it's all Fords. The F-150s for the commissioner, for the coroner and the emergency manager are ordered, and then 10 sheriff's units. We did have 4 units on order through Kaziz. Ford canceled those for 2021, so we just re-upped them for 2022 because I didn't want to take that away from Kaziz. The price went up a little bit. There was an $805 a unit increase, so total it'll be $3,200 over the 4. But part of that cost will be on Dolores because one of those units is for Dolores's patrol. And then they're saying it's going to be third quarter of next year before we probably get any of our patrol units.
Yeah,
So
I
we're
read
just
that, which was kind of forecasted for us anyway. I think we were,
they're not for Chevy and Dodge are not even accepting 2022 fleet bids at all. So they won't even put anything out until 2023. And you can start ordering 2023 models supposedly mid next year. So it's just the fleet purchasing is a wreck.
getting farther and farther behind.
Yeah. So, I do have a bid here, but it's only from Kaziz, and I need to get that, F-150 that we agreed to by Dolores ordered so that they all come in at the same time. There was that contract of, we're gonna keep the Dolores's patrol unit and supply them with just a generic
Pickup.
F-150. And I need to get that ordered because they're gonna shut off the F-150 ordering here in the next month or so. And he said the price could go up by the day. So it's a very volatile market right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say if we can get it anyway.
Yeah, well, if
I
we,
mean, we're still gonna be looking at third quarter at best.
so it should be third quarter on those because they're gonna have to go get upfit for the patrol units, but hopefully the coroner and the emergency managers will be here June-ish, mid-year.
Okay, into second quarter.
Yeah, those are
Yeah.
pretty minimal upfit anyway on those two.
Yeah,
There's
some
nothing.
lights and things, but nothing.
Yeah.
We'll do that in-house. We won't have any of that stuff done. All the F-150s are gonna get ordered through, Place in Greeley. Then the upfit is across the street. So they'll deliver them right into the yard when they're done. And there's 10 of those coming and then the 4 from Kaziz. But, I don't know. Like I said, I only got the one bid. It's government bid. So there's really no point in putting it out to the other 4 dealers. Everybody's gonna have the exact same bid. And that the only one we could even get is an F-150 right now for the next year and a half. So I just need to see if I can get, the bid is for $30,557, and I just need to get that ordered for Dolores, for the town of Dolores.
Gentlemen,
Yeah, I move we approve the bid for Cassie Motors for,
can I see
Yeah.
it, Shane?
I'll second it.
See, he writes us in big numbers. Thank you, I appreciate that.
got a pen, got rid of the crayon.
So it's been moved and seconded to accept the proposal from Kazee Motor Company to replace to replace for Dolores an F-150 and to order it in the amount of $30,557. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Can you send me a copy of that?
Okay.
And the only other thing that I have been working on is I guess the CIP van, is that?
That's correct.
I was on vacation last week, so I started in on it again this week. Basically, what I'm finding is it's gonna have to be used Ford Transit or a Dodge ProStar, the bigger, like, transit passenger vans. And it's few and far between finding them that's under 40,000, but I think it can be done. I'm just gonna have to really look out and see. Even the used market is a disaster right now, so you have to be able to jump on something. And I don't know, is that something I need to bring in front of you guys or just approve
I think
to?
within their budget, we had already approved.
So our procurement policy would allow Shane to make a $5,000 decision, me 10, you 15. Anything between 15 and 50 would be made by the board unsealed. However, if he needs permission to jump on it just because of the scenario, I guess that you guys could vote to give him that permission right now, knowing that it would be outside the bounds of what's normally allowed in the procurement policy.
Is the 5-day period that we wait, is that critical, Shane? I mean, I hate to go against procurement policy.
And so I guess I can try to, maybe if I could get okayed to be able to put a down payment on something, is that even possible, that I can put a down payment to hold something for the amount of days until you guys completely okay it?
Up to 15,000, Jim can say yes.
I was gonna say we can do that as long as,
And I don't see, if we lose one, we'll get another one, but I'll just I can try to get in here on a Tuesday and get the okay and make the purchase right away.
even if we have to move you forward, just like we did the sheriff, but we can do a down payment up to $15,000.
Like a holding.
And then hold it, because
Okay.
I'd really rather it be done by the board and not go against the procurement policy, because I think that just opens us up to.
I
I think
understand.
that makes the most sense, Commissioner.
Okay. So.
I was just trying to figure out a way to be able to jump on something, because a lot of these, even when MoCo was trying to buy their van, they called, and within 2 days, it was already gone before they could ever even get back
Well,
to
there's
get
no new
approval.
vehicles, so everybody's jumping on these good
Yeah,
used
it's-
vehicles right now.
I'm available every day.
Okay, well, we'll just,
You know how to-
maybe we'll go that route if I can get a down payment to hold it.
Authorize it.
And then we'll get it approved by the board for the actual purchase.
Yeah.
Okay,
That way we don't go against the policy at all.
so I'll be working on that over the next month, and hopefully by next month, next commissioner meeting, I'll have a van purchased and
Okay.
be here to start figuring out what we need to do about it.
Very good.
And that's all I've got.
All right.
Thanks, Shane.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shane.
Okay, Dustin, I saw him back there. Building and grounds maintenance. Dustin, what do you have for us today?
Morning.
Morning.
They've since finished the Mankus shop. They got the lighting and receptacles in that building. Lighting and receptacles put into that building so that they can go ahead and get their equipment and their trucks plugged in the winter months. Over there in Dolores, they have the concrete poured. They put rebar 1 foot on center. They're working on getting the steel structure fabricated, I believe, currently. Over there at the combined courts, we got 6-inch PVC for the downspouts installed across the road last week. Weather permitting, maybe get gutters on it tomorrow, but it's supposed to be pretty nasty tomorrow. We've done our filter change for the semi-annual in all the buildings but the sheriff's department. Fire suppression backflows have been tested for the year. On Friday of this week, the fire suppression bids are due for the fairgrounds. And then we had the east gate replaced at the sheriff's department along with the fence repaired. And we had a deputy hit the gate, and then a different deputy's vehicle rolled off the hill in the back there and hit the fence. So those have both been repaired. And then the solar on Annex 3 is just about wrapped up. They need to do commissioning, but I'm not exactly sure when that is. I need to get a hold of Evan and figure that out.
Do we have, and I know this sounds a little bit bizarre, but just to stop these types of incidents, do we have any parking bumpers that we could place around there just to at least stop that? Or just look at it. I'm
Okay.
not, if it's.
Guardrail.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't want to go that far, but just
It is a
something
pretty
that
good
simple.
hill back there now that they've changed that parking area. So,
Just look at it.
okay.
Because that would stop a vehicle, just a 6-inch parking curb.
That would help.
Okay.
All right. And then I think that's pretty well it, other than snow and ice.
That time of year.
Get ready for
It's
ice.
okay.
Just enough to make a mess last week, but
Yeah. That's all cleared up now,
yeah, till maybe tomorrow.
till tomorrow. That's okay.
Anything for me?
No, thanks, Dustin.
Thank you.
Dustin.
Thank you.
Okay, next we have unfinished business, and we have our Fiverr Award, which was presented to us last week. Jim, do you want to come back? Chuck, do you want to pull that up? Ian, I'll let you go ahead and take the point on this, because I think you've reviewed everything from the legal aspect.
Commissioner, I have. We did get the initial bid from 2210. There was an ambiguity in there. They did send an amended bid that fixes that ambiguity. And so at this point, we've received 2 bids, one from 2210 Cortez, one from Farmers. You guys have had an opportunity to review those bids. They both conform with the request for proposal that we put out. The terms are slightly different, and you guys have been acquainted with those. We did receive a recommendation from IT last week, and so if the commissioners are prepared, I think we can move forward.
Okay. Anything else you want to add?
I have nothing else. No, sir.
Okay, commissioners, questions or comments?
No, the ambiguity was cleared up real well.
Pardon me?
The ambiguity in the proposal was cleared up, so.
That's correct.
Yes.
Okay. What's your pleasure, gentlemen?
I move we approve the bid and award the bid to 2210 for our fiber contract.
And I'll second it.
I think it would be for the fiber management services.
Fiber man.
Correct?
Yeah.
Could you pull
Correct.
that up, Shaq, so that I can actually, that RFP or?
Yeah, hang on 1 second.
Bear with me.
Technical issues. I seem to have put it in the
Okay,
wrong
so it has been moved and seconded to accept the proposal from 2210 Cortez for the management of existing fiber to Montezuma County. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And Commissioner, I would just note it's the amended proposal. I don't know if you got that in there.
I'm sorry. And of the amended proposal for the management of the existing fiber to 2210 Cortez. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Sorry.
You know, if you come up front, the seats are better.
It was crowded when I got here.
I didn't know if they had anything else they wanted to add. I know they wanted to come in case you had questions regarding it, but
I think
mean,
at this,
you're
I
more
think
than
at,
welcome to add something, but I think.
yeah, I mean, I think at this point, we've made our decision, and so I think we're ready to move forward.
I'd just like to ask a question in terms of, so for the moving forward in working on the contract and the reporting structure and all that kind of stuff, do I work with Shaq or Shaq and Ian? Who do I?
It would be.
You're going to work with Jim.
It's Shaq and I and Jim, and I think that we have some things that we can reference back to, and so Jim can help you get a hold of those documents, and then certainly you can communicate with me if you have any questions as well.
Okay. Just wanted to clarify
These 3 guys will be your point of contact,
Yeah.
and then they
Great.
send everything to us.
that. Okay.
All right?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Thanks for your
have a
patience.
good day.
Okay. We did the mill certification, right?
Yes,
We did that.
we're into reports.
So, we've done all of our reports except for James Dietrich. And
James,
if he's not on,
he's a busy man.
he's not on another meeting, we're gonna get done just in time.
It's only 9:15.
It's only 9:15.
Record meeting, Jim.
Thank you.
Thanks, Nathan.
Thank you for your presence.
Yeah. Sure you don't want to go back in the bread business again?
No. That was 5 years too long. You guys have a good day.
You too, thanks.
You're welcome.
Got some coal?
I did.
That is a pretty candy cane.
Yours was better looking than mine.
We cleared out the entire room for you, James.
Better deodorant on today, maybe you're.
Assume you wanted me just right up to the front?
Sir.
Okay.
Okay, well, good to see you gentlemen today, and ladies. Just kind of a brief update on floodplain development permits. So these things kind of come in fits and spurts. So we've had a few coming in here lately. The most recent one was actually through the county. So we've permitted the road department on the Alkali Bridge, and they turned in the best floodplain development permit we've ever had. So very, very thorough. We'll use that as kind of the gold standard as an example to show people what to do. So, and I as much as I'd really like to send Rob a bill just as a joke for the floodplain development permit application, I guess maybe I'll hold off on that. Does sound tempting, though. We'll probably get him stirred up for a while on that. Also this last week, I've participated in the ongoing Dwarf Collaborative. It looks like some of the grant funding is starting to materialize through that collaborative. And so I will take a position as on one of the steering committees for that. They're trying to set up sort of a governance sort of organization for that process. So I'll take that one on. So beyond that, we've just been kind of busy trying to keep the head above water on trying to get some of these floodplain development permits under control. It was kind of took quite a bit of time last week. So I think we've got a process in place. I have met with the health department on that, and I think for the future, it looks like we'll probably manage to coordinate a little better on that and make sure that we've got all the I's dotted and T's crossed, so to speak, and I think we've got a pretty viable program. FEMA seems to be pretty happy with it. I've been bugging them on a regular basis, just first of all to stay in their ear on this kind of stuff. The theory being, if we bug them so much they don't even want to come visit us, that's a good thing. So, and we want to do what we're supposed to do too. So having a good thorough understanding of that helps us all the way around. So. And then I guess we started off last Monday with that visit up there at Ironwood. We've been kind of continuing to follow through on some of that, and I'm working in a section into the CWPP, which addresses some of our local wood producers, where to find fire plans, and things of that nature, so that we all kind of can keep a good record on that. See where to go. So I've been coordinating with Jim Spratlin on that, and we'll just roll that new section into that CWPP. So, other than that, it's been a remarkably quiet week, and been able to kind of keep the nose to the grindstone on some of the editing and things like that. So.
All right. Awesome.
I would, an update on the Pasadena Mesa Verde Trail. So we will be setting up a meeting with the State Land Board to see if we can't negotiate where we're at with the possibility of having to get specific right-of-way from that land board. I think we've got a really good case, that that trail is really within right-of-way. There's virtually nothing else that could possibly happen within that state land board land in that particular area. So. We'll see what we get from that. Guess that concludes my report for the day, unless the commissioners have anything for me.
I have nothing, James. Thank you. I appreciate all the work that you're doing for us.
Yeah, thank you, James.
You bet.
Appreciate it.
Right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. And with that, we have...
One thing I forgot to bring up in my report is Randy Carver had called me, and he was unable to go to that conference in Las Vegas. His wife got really sick, and he was the only one there to take care of her. and he was gonna zoom in on everything that he could and talk to some of the other guys that he knew was going to get us a report out of what's going on there. And he said he could recoup the money for us that we approved for his rooms and flying and stuff.
All right.
And I told him that family's first. That's,
Don't have that choice.
Yeah.
Kinda gotta take care of that, so.
Yeah.
Hope his wife is doing better. Anything else, gentlemen?
I would just like to take this opportunity to let the public know that you all will be participating in a board-to-board meeting with the Dolores County Commissioners at 3:30 in their hearing room in Dove Creek on Thursday.
Okay,
Jim and I
and
will
then also Commissioner Stevenson and I will also be, what you probably should public notice, having lunch Thursday, the same date, from 11:30 to 1:30. So we'll be done in time to catch a vehicle and then we'll take it to Duck Creek.
Where at?
At the annex.
Oh, at the senior center?
And that was all I had, right, John?
yeah.
Anything else yet?
Not from me.
Okay.
I would move we adjourn.
Second.
Okay, it has been moved and seconded that we adjourn this December 14th meeting of Montezuma County Commissioners. All those in favor?
Aye.